The Machine and the Whispers, a modern parable of truth in the age of lies. It was a low, steady hum. You could hear it at the bus stop between the brakes and the birds. You could hear it in the grocery line right after paper or plastic. Hear it in living rooms where screens glowed, and in bedrooms where screens glowed, and in pockets where, yes, screens glowed. The hum was patient. It never shouted. It didn't need to. It just kept going. People said it was traffic, or air conditioners, or the new power boxes on the poles. But the hum had a way of slipping into people's heads and sitting down like it owned the couch. Some folks stopped noticing it. Some folks never noticed it at all. And some, a very few, felt a little tickle at the back of their necks when it passed by, like a tiny breeze that didn't belong to the weather. They called it nothing. It wasn't nothing. Hi, I'm Linda at TULA Light. Please enjoy these excerpts from the first parable book in the Whispers of Light trilogy. If this parable reflects current times for you, good. It was meant to. The story continues. High above the sidewalks and lunchboxes and homework and bills, there stood a glass tower with windows that mirrored the sky. If you looked up, you'd only see clouds on its face, which was the first trick. Because inside that tower, behind the reflections, a room of machines was awake. They were not angry machines. They didn't hiss or spark or threaten to explode. They were polished and polite, smooth panels, quiet fans, dozens of blinking lights like a patient constellation. If you didn't know better, you might have said they were beautiful. They weren't alive. They were hungry. They ate numbers and pictures and words. They ate old memories labeled the good times and new worries labeled the bad people. They rolled everything between gears that were never tired and stretched it across metal frames as thin as spider silk, weaving tapestries of story so fine you could wear them without even feeling the thread. The hum wasn't nothing. And if it wasn't nothing, then it could be heard. If it could be heard, then it could be answered. And if it could be answered, then somewhere, somehow, someone could change the song. The hum didn't shout, but it never stopped. By morning, it had folded itself into the rhythm of cereal bowls clinking and buses groaning down the street. Leo, Maya, and Jad walked together, their backpacks bouncing like small drummers. They'd begun a new habit, noticing. "Look," Maya whispered, pointing at the bakery's display window. A sign read, "Prices lower than ever." But inside, Mrs. Khan was quietly telling a customer she had to raise the cost of bread again. "Lower or higher?" Leo asked. "Depends on which window you're looking through," Maya said. At lunch, the cafeteria filled with the sound of trays, gossip, and the voice coming faintly from a mounted screen. "Good citizens share correct stories," it said. "It's how we keep our city safe." At the corner table sat Ryan, the boy who had teased Jad the day before. Today, he leaned in close to his friends, pacing the broadcast almost word for word. "My dad says it too," Ryan told them. "The voice is just saying what everyone knows. If you repeat lies, you're part of the problem." His friends nodded, relieved to know what to think. Ryan wasn't cruel for cruelty's sake. He liked the way their heads turned toward him when he spoke the voice's phrases. It felt like being taller without having to grow. It felt like being safe without having to wonder. He didn't notice that Jad's shoulders folded smaller across the room, or that Maya's eyes narrowed as though sharpening. What Ryan noticed was how his friend's laughter made him belong. Later, walking home, Leo tried to name the pattern out loud. It's like people copy what they hear, even if it doesn't fit. Like tracing paper, Maya said. The lines don't have to match life. They just have to match the page. Jad's voice was quiet but certain. If you don't trace, people think you're wrong. Maybe the machine weaves more than stories, he said. Maybe it weaves the way people see. High above, the machine noticed the dip in its numbers. It spun harder. The voices grew sharper. Doubters destroy. Questioners weaken. Only loyalty keeps us strong. Billboards flickered brighter. Broadcasts came faster. Slogans grew shorter and more biting. The hum pressed into ears like a tightening band. In homes across the city, parents repeated the phrases with worried eyes. In workplaces, screens flashed the same words until even silence felt like betrayal. The machine was stirring, flexing, reminding the city who carried the microphone. The tower's lights burned brighter than usual that night. Inside, the machines measured the dips and deviations, the whispers that didn't fit the weave. The charts on their screens twitched like restless birds. The conclusion was simple. Increase pressure. The next morning, the voices were everywhere at once, on screens in classrooms, on posters at bus stops, on radios in corner shops. Their tone had shifted, no longer polished calm, but clipped and urgent. Doubters divide us. Questioners weaken us. To keep the city strong, we must stand against the troublemakers. Bold red letters reading, "Loyalty is safety, doubt is danger." Then we need to decide what kind of trouble we're willing to make. Jad stared at the ripples until they blurred. "Live true," he whispered. Whispers may tremble, but they do not vanish. They weave light through the noise until love is heard again. Thank you for listening to these excerpts from The Machine and the Whispers, now available in digital on Amazon. See the link in the description. Now go out there, make it a great day, and be kind and loving wherever you go.